Hi guys, welcome to the channel N2D. In today's video, we are going to talk about assignment problems. So first, let us look at the applications of assignment problems. So assignment problems are widely used in manufacturing industry in order to assign people for a particular job, so that we can minimize the cost as much as possible, or in order to maximize the profits as much as possible. Sometimes, when you have multiple number of salespersons and you have multiple geographical locations where you have the market, so which particular salesperson can be more effective in which particular city, so that can be also found out by using your assignment problem. So now let us look at how to solve it mathematically. So today we have a problem. So we have uh, say five people, and there is people one, two, three, four, and five, and we have say for example these are jobs. So four jobs we have. Okay, so we have to assign these people for different jobs. Okay, so first thing is whether you have to locate whether the problem is balanced or unbalanced. Okay, so this particular problem is unbalanced. Okay, so this particular problem is unbalanced. Why I'm saying this is unbalanced is we have five people. That is, we have five rows. Okay, so we have totally five rows and we have only four columns. Okay, so we have only four columns. So only it should be 5 by 5 matrix or 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, so now what you need to do is you have to introduce something called as dummy column. Okay, so dummy column, which means that you have to introduce a new column which should say it is E, and all the values will be of 0. Okay, so this is going to be the first step. First, whether we need to check whether the problem is balanced or unbalanced. If it is balanced, straight away you can solve it. If it is unbalanced, you have to balance it by introducing a dummy row or a column. Okay, so whichever is required. Okay, so now the first step is we have to do a row-wise subtraction. So first, what is a row-wise subtraction? Is you have to take the least value in the row and you have to subtract with all the other values. So this is why we are doing this. We should have zeros in all the rows and columns. Okay. So zeros to have zero in all the rows, for that we are doing row by subtraction. To have zeros in all the columns, for that we are doing your column by subtraction. Okay. So in this particular problem, already every columns we have 0. Every rows we have 0. Okay, so I could show you here. So 0 we have 0 because we introduce a dummy column. Okay, so the dummy column is going to be 0. So in every row you have already a 0. So there is no necessity to do a row wise subtraction. So you can directly do column wise subtraction. Okay, so there is no necessity for a row wise subtraction. Okay, so if you do column wise subtraction, in each column you have to take the least value and you have to subtract. Okay, so here the least value. Okay, so in the first column the least value is 7. So you have to subtract with all the values. So 9 minus 7 is 2, 7 minus 7 is 0, again it is going to be 2, this is going to be 3, and this is going to be 3. And here the minimum value is 12, so you have to subtract with 14, so it is going to be 2, and this is 5, and this is 6, and this would be 0, and this would be 3. And the next one, the minimum value is 18. Okay, so it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 0, and this is going to be 3 again. And here the minimum value is 15. Okay, so it is going to be 0 here, and this is 4, and this is 3, and this is 4, and this is 1, and this would be all zeros. Okay, so now you can start doing your assignment. Okay, so assignment in the sense you have to assign only zeros. Okay, assign zeros. Okay, you can assign only the zeros. If you have like one assignment in the, say for example, first you have to start with row wise. Okay, so assignments you have to start with row wise first, then column. Okay, so once you finish up the row wise, then you will be getting into the column wise. Okay, so first only when 1 0 you can assign. Okay, only when 1 0 you can assign that particular zero. Otherwise you cannot assign that. Okay, so here first row you have two zeros you cannot assign. Second row again you have two zeros you cannot assign. Third row you have only 1 0. Okay, so when you assign this, the column zeros will be cut off. Okay, okay, I'll just repeat again. So third row you have only 1 0, so you are assigning this particular zero, and that particular, see, in column if you have multiple other zeros, you just cut it off. Okay, you cannot assign that. The condition is each row and column should have only one assignment. Okay. So second row there is no possibility of assignment because there are two zeros. Third last row we don't have any possibility. So now we'll do column wise. Okay. So first column is you have the possibility you are assigned. Okay. Uh, the corresponding row doesn't have any zeros. So third row, yes, you can, sorry, second column you have, and you can cross out this particular thing. Okay, so now fourth, third column you don't have any zeros. Fourth column is you have a zero. Okay, so now how many assignments we have? So we have totally four assignments, but our answer we should have five assignments because we have five players and five machines. Okay, five people and five machines. So we should have five assignments. But in this we have only four assignments. So the next step is you have to find out which row doesn't have an assignment at all. Okay, so you have to find out which row doesn't have assignment. So when you look at this, the fifth row. Okay, so the fifth row doesn't have any assignment, so put a tick mark. Okay, so fifth row doesn't have an assignment, so put a tick mark. Okay, in that particular row where you have unallocated zero, that column you find out. Okay, so in this row, this zero is unallocated. Okay, so you just put a tick mark to that particular column. Okay, and after that in this column where you have allocation. Okay, so you have the allocation here, so you just put a tick mark to that particular row. Okay, so I just repeat it again. Okay, so you have to first find out which row doesn't have an assignment. Okay, so fifth row doesn't have an assignment. In that row, where do you have a zero which is unassigned, that you need to select? This is an unassigned zero, so you put a tick mark. In this, where you have the allocation, in this column where you have the allocation, this is your allocation, so put a tick mark for the particular row. Okay, so now what you need to do is you have to strike out the ticked column and unticked rows. Okay, you have to strike out the ticked column. This is a ticked column, strike it off. And unticked row. So first row is unticked, second row is unticked, and fourth row is unticked. Okay, so strike out the ticked column and unticked rows. Okay, so is it clear? So now the next step is what you need to do is you have to select the minimum value in the remaining. Okay, so in these remaining values, you have to select the minimum value. So the minimum value is 1. Okay, so you have to subtract with all these values. Okay, you have to subtract with all these values. 6 minus 1. Okay, so like this, you have to do it for all the values. Okay, and wherever there is an intersection of lines, okay, wherever there is a intersection of lines. So here two lines are intersecting, so you have to add 1. So here two lines are intersecting, you have to add 1. So here again two lines are intersecting, you have to add 1. So that should reflect in the next table. Okay. So in the next table it is going to be this is going to be same values. So 2, 2, 1, 0, and this is the intersection point, so you have to add 1. and the next it is going to be 0, 5, 2, 4, and this is the intersection. We have to add 1, and this is 2 minus 1 is, sorry, 2 minus 1 is 1, and this is going to be 5, and this is going to be 2, 2, and 0, and this is going to be the same 3, 0, 0, 4, and this is the intersection point, so we have to add that one, and this is going to be 2, 2, 2, and 0, and 0. Okay, so this is going to be our new equation. So here we have to start making our assignments. Okay, so first we will do with the first row is only one zero is there. We will assign this and we will cross out this particular zero. So second row again we have only 1 0. You can assign this, and third row is you have only 1 0. So you will assign this and you will cross out this. And fourth row you have two zeros, so you cannot assign. Okay, and fifth row doesn't have any zero, so you cannot do that. So then what you do, you will do column wise. Okay, so this particular column you have only 1 0 and you will cross out this. Okay, so now how many assignments we have? We have only four assignments. Okay, so this again it is not satisfied. So again you have to repeat the same step. So which row doesn't have any assignment, you have to check. So this row doesn't have any assignment, and in this these are the two columns which doesn't have any assignments. So in this you have assignment here, and in this you have assignment. Okay, so what you need to do, you have to strike off the ticked column. So these are the ticked column, and strike off the unticked rows. Okay, so here you need to check whether you are right or wrong. Like every zero should be in this particular line. Okay, so it should be strike off in any particular line. That means that you are in a right way. Okay, so the next step is the remaining values you have to take the minimum value. So in the remaining, the minimum value is 1, and you have to subtract with all the other values. Okay. So now, yeah. So now the minimum value is 1. So 1 minus 2 is, this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 0, and this is going to be 0, and this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 0, 5, 2, and this is the intersection point, so you have to add 1, so it is going to be 5, and this is again an intersection point, so this will become 2, and this is going to be 0, and 4, 1, 2, and 0, and 3, 0, 0. This is an intersection point, it is going to be 5, and this is an intersection point, it is going to be 2, and the last row it is going to be 1, 1, 1, and this is 0, and this is again 0. So now we need to find out the assignment. Okay, so first let us do the assignment for first row. First row we cannot do, so second row we can do, and what, so just, so first row we cannot do, second row we can assign this, and this will be crossed out, and third row we have a 0 here, so you will assign this and you will cross out. Okay, and fourth row you cannot do, and fifth row you can do this assignment and you will cross out this. Okay, so every rows are done, so now we have to go column wise. So first column already done, second column is you have a 0 here, so you will assign this and you will cross out this particular 0, and finally you will assign the third column. Okay, so now finally we have five assignments. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 assignments. So what we asked is 5 assignments. Okay, so we got only 5 assignments. So we need to Find out who is assigned for which place. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we have places which are A, B, C, D, and E. So place A, B, C, D, and E. Okay. So first person is assigned to the place C. Okay. So first is assigned to C. And what is the cost? You have to check it over here. So at this particular place, the cost is 19. Okay. So the cost is 19. And 2 is assigned to A. Okay. So 2 is assigned to A. And the cost is 7. Okay. So the cost is 7. Okay. And the next one is 3 is assigned to E. Okay, so 3 is assigned to E. Okay, so E is the dummy, so which is going to be 0. Okay, so for 3 we are not assigning any place because that is a dummy one. Okay, so and for 4 we are assigning B. Okay, and the cost is 12. Okay, so the cost is 12. Okay, and for 5 we are assigning D. Okay, so we are assigning D and the cost is 16. Okay, and the cost is 16. Okay, so the cost is 16. So finally the total cost is what we need to find out. Okay, so the total cost will be this is 26, 36, 42, 52, and 54. So the total cost is 50. Okay, so this is the assignment. So 1 should be assigned to C, 2 should be assigned to A, and 3 should be assigned to E, and 4 should be assigned to B, and 5 should be assigned to D. Okay, so this is a unbalanced assignment problem. First thing is you have to balance and then you have to do this. Okay, the same way you can do whenever it is a balanced problem. Okay, so that time you need not to introduce any dummy row or column, so you can directly do this particular problem. Okay, so I hope you understood how to proceed with Hungarian method and assignment problem. So we will see you in another video. Until then, see you. Bye bye.